Bro, we should have a cone being pulled as the intro, eh?
Don't say that on my phone.
No, we really should, bro. You know, it's the Sesh podcast, as if we're calling it the Sesh without having a session, bro. Alright, anyways.
No Sesh.
Ladies and gentlemen, all over the world, hello again. PJ Space. I'm here again with Ravin, Tuck, and Dylan, and we're here again with yet another episode. We recorded a session last week, but someone knocked the fucking microphone.
Bro, then.
I wonder who was I?
I didn't say anything.
Bro, so this is technically episode 3, but we're labeling it as episode 2.
Alright, let's get to it.
So, busy fucking month, eh? Yeah, busy month.
week,
There's
busy
a lot of
week.
music coming out this month, bro.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
We need to cover engineers again.
We can just skim over it.
Yeah, skip over it.
Yeah, just skim over it. Like,
Engineers was a highlight, but you know what? We've got so many others. We've got fucking the Off Guard freestyle. We've got Elijah with some new shit. We've got Real Ren. We've got
Chillinit.
We've got more Chillinit. We've got Spanian who's been dropping some new shit lately. We've got fucking sauce up in here.
We got blokes from Brisbane.
We've got some sauce. Yeah, we've even got people from interstate dropping some heat. Oh mate, it's fucking what a time to be alive, bro. Seriously. So who do you want to start with? Who do we start with?
Let's start from lowest to highest. Let's start with Brisbane.
Fucking hell. Yeah, bro. Listen. You guys, bro. Ever since last week, we've been talking about Brisbane drill because we're all pretty curious. We want more music from Brisbane.
we've been saying like.
Let me address this, bro.
Right.
All right. So we saw the dude. His name was. I don't want to say his name and put him out there like that.
Nah. His name. Fuck, I don't know his name. He's a no one.
Anyway, so the man was. He did the whole freestyle of like. I don't want to hear that shit. And I was like, at first I was cool with it, and then I was looking at more of his freestyles, and I saw one freestyle where he was saying like, he was, to me it sounded like he was talking about Arabs, and to me like again in that area Arabs.
Like what was the line that made you like? What?
It was the you guys.
All these little girls want to be like Cardi B, but in real life they all like Ali G.
And I thought, to me, I took offense because like alright, the girls in that area are thotty.
Shout out Ali G.
That doesn't give you the right to talk about us like that. And to me, I took offense because like I know that. I don't like, but it's like it's for us to know. Like we don't talk again. We didn't address anything from your side. We don't even care. But the fact that you took shots at our side, for me, if you think that wasn't taking shots, that was taking shots to me. And then the whole like it was all wasn't like, bro, you hashtag onefour and half your shit. So to me, it's like you are talking about our side. And if you want, why you hashtagging onefour,
bro? At least our girls have fucking asses, bro. I've seen all those white girls in Brisbane.
Yeah, no, I've been actively on the search, and he's I mean this I don't know his name, Talisi or something like that.
Talisi.
I don't know, Talisi something, and I'm listening to it, bro, and you know I was aware of the drama of the shit that he was getting because of whatever he was rapping about. So I went back to listen, and I'm listening to it, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I can see why people would think that, but didn't he message you? Like he messaged you and said, "I'm not talking about Sydney." Is that right? Or
I hit him up and asked him when are you coming to Sydney. I'm not gonna lie and be like, "Oh."
But what was he saying? Oh, I wasn't talking about Sydney.
Yeah, he said he wasn't talking about Sydney,
and that's what. Like,
but he laughed about it, and he's like, it was a joke to him, and I was like, it's not funny to me, bro. Like
I mean, look, like, bro, he says he didn't say anything about Sydney, all right, whatever. But I'm listening. I mean, if it was a diss, if it was throwing shots at Sydney, it didn't feel disrespectful. I mean, like, if it was a diss, it was a shit diss. If it was a diss, if it was a diss, it was a shit diss. And then, but at the same time, I'm listening to it and I'm thinking, fuck, all right, I can see why people from Sydney would take it from this. And then he even dropped another freestyle a couple of days ago. And then how he addresses. Didn't he address this in a bit of a freestyle? Didn't he?
I think he did. Yeah.
He did some Ice Spice challenge.
Some
challenge.
Yeah.
The opening bar goes something like, everyone thinks that I want to do drill because I went and did a verse on a drill beat. Talk about how I don't kill. Now all of a sudden they want to come kill me. And he runs off with it.
Yeah.
And I listened to it and I thought, you know what?
Why are you even addressing drill? Like,
that's right. Yeah.
You just stay in your own lane. Like, that's it. Like,
because he in the first original video when he posted about drill or whatever, he's talking about like the influence and don't get too influenced by it. I'll admit it's the hottest thing and it's the hot thing right now. It's a new thing. but don't get too influenced by it.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
And then he kicked that freestyle where he's like trying to do like the whole drill thing, and then that's what caught like.
Yeah, that's what pissed people off, I guess.
No, but not even that. But that's what caught on. That everyone's like, "Fuck, this guy's actually sick." And then I think that's
He can rap.
He can rap.
He can rap.
He can rap.
Bro.
He can rap. It takes a lot of practice to rap, so obviously I give the man props for practicing. That's cool.
And I knew for sure he was talking about Sydney because he done a little mimic voice, and he's like, "Lad, call me. Let me get my knife and my mask. Got to talk about how I'd mess around and I'll stab it up in his heart."
Bro, but I actually think
I thought, fucking over.
well, like the thing Ed was telling me, I think he actually might have been originally from Sydney and then moved up to Brisbane.
So what happened was I hit him up. I'm like, "Cuz, when are you coming to Sydney?" And he got on a mad defensive on some like. What I asked him was, "When are you coming to Sydney?" And he goes. And he dropped this mad essay of like, I grew up in Belmore. Like, as soon as he said, I grew up in Belmore, I was like, bro, you're chasing clout.
I don't want to hear that shit.
That's what I thought. That's exactly what I said to him. He was like, I grew up in Belmore. I know Sydney life. You know, like, we were all supposed, like, he did this whole was supposed to be also sort of speech. And I was like, legit, all I said was, I used his own bar against him. And I said, I don't want to hear that shit. That's what I said.
Right.
And like from that conversation, I felt like, I seen him in the car doing the freestyle with the Corona.
Right.
And I thought, that's not you, bro. Like, the guy in the freestyle wasn't the same guy that I'm talking to in this DM because,
the energy's different.
You know, the energy's very, very different. The energy's way different. And I just thought, like, bro, you're anyone is more than welcome to come and address me or whatever you want to say. But like, yo, for real, like, if you want to address me, don't think that I'm gonna fucking like break down like that because your man broke down like crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with all that being said, I mean, I want to hear more. I want a proper fact. I want to hear more, bro. Like,
bro,
you know,
that's the thing.
I feel like, you know, he's okay. He's done draw. He drew the line, and okay, he's made it clear. Now, because the whole vibe I was getting from the last freestyle is, all right, you can drill. I've never done stabbing. I've never been a part of a killing. I've never done this. I've never done that. But I can fucking rap. That's what we're here to do. Let's rap. That's the vibe that I was getting.
Yeah.
So I want to hear more.
Yeah,
straight up.
I want to hear more. Hands down, and I want to see if this guy. You know, I want this guy to actually put out like a full song. I don't want
bring me
like
that
just,
heat, bro.
Yeah,
bring me that heat.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to see.
Yeah,
we've seen what he's like. This dude can freestyle. Let's see what he sounds like on a track. You know what I mean?
But I wonder how he's gonna go. But I wonder if he's gonna keep doing this whole addressing the drill thing. I wonder if he's gonna keep addressing the whole city thing, or if he's just gonna talk about Brisbane.
It's controversial, man. It's controversial, and I think that's what got him the views was being controversial and saying things that he felt that he knew was gonna like tickle the bones of cunts that don't like that.
Oh, he tickled a few people.
He boiled my balls, bro. That's why it's going on.
It tickled a few cunts out here, bro.
Yeah, straight up.
It tickled a mad few cunts out here. Other than him was that 4-5 dude. The 4-5 dudes.
Yeah, from Brisbane.
I just heard that shit. That shit was hard.
Yeah, it was actually hard.
That shit was hard.
It only came out a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
For real.
I think yesterday. Or
it's the first.
They didn't ever explain the need to do drill. They just did drill.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah,
and it was hard, you know.
About time, bro. Because we've been waiting.
You're waiting for Brisbane,
bro. Good choice for an intro as well. If I had to say, if you had to use like a fucking scene from a movie, it shows a pretty good scene. But yeah, and bro, they came, they did their thing. But I'm more curious as to, were they throwing out disses to Sydney, like?
Because you didn't listen to the whole thing, eh?
Not like that, yeah.
But
6 minutes long.
6 minutes.
Yeah, but one dude actually says a bar where he's something like "fuck the South," and like thinking about it, it's just
where
like
where
the South.
Yeah, well, like.
All right, my whole
that's what I was thinking because I'm listening to it and the only bar that I thought that they might have been talking about Sid because the bloke actually says, from the north side of Brisbane all the way down to the west of. It sounds like he says Sid. Now, when I listened to that, I'm thinking. And if he, I don't know, bro. I don't know if they were talking about.
You saying that gives him the opportunity to be like, I wasn't talking about that.
Let's assume that he was. Yeah. Let's assume that he was, and he tells me that he didn't. Who's the shit cunt?
The man's a shit cunt.
You know, but if he goes, no, I was talking about Sid. Okay, fine. I appreciate your honesty. So
yeah, but pull up, man.
And also, I think we were saying it as well when we saw. Yo, these niggas need to stop using the number names, alright? We need proper fucking names.
Look, at the end of the day, I think Sydney... I'm being biased again, but it's true. Sydney run the game. I feel like Sydney run the game.
Running the board at the moment.
I feel that way.
Yeah, and Melbourne in close second.
Melbourne close second. Like no, Ronald. Like at one point in time in Australia, Melbourne himself, Ronald ran the game in Australia.
Yeah,
Ronald.
For Islanders, he ran the game for a good. I'd give him 2 years. Everyone else would disagree, but for me, I feel like he ran the game. He ran the ball.
So he ran the ball to the 50-meter line. You saying?
No, but I do understand. There was a time where it was very quiet and like it was mostly him putting out music. I remember that time.
He ran the
had
ball.
everyone working.
I'll give him that. He ran the ball. Like even after that, though, after he got his name, he didn't stay quiet. He ran the ball for a good while. So like they ran the ball. Then after that, like I think Aussies realized. Like, we don't fuck with Americans, and we don't fuck with Americans. We're gonna stop doing that American shit. Yeah. And once Australians started running the ball with the accents and like using our original accents, I think people started to accept them more. Once everyone started using Aussie accents, everyone started to accept them more.
Right.
So, from what I understand is like, I give Melbourne his props, but it's a new age. It's a new age. Mm-hmm. It's a new age for Aussie hip hop.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's time. Time moves on. Things change. And things definitely look different than they did 5 years ago.
And now Sydney run the game.
You know what I mean? And
Sydney run the game.
Yeah.
Like the catalog of artists out in Sydney.
I'm a big believer in giving credit where credit is due, and 100%. Sydney runs it.
100%.
Damn right.
It's not like 100%. I'm not even trying to be biased here.
And that is a challenge. I mean, if anyone who's interstate, whether you're from Northern Territory, Brisbane, or wherever. Send us some rappers, bro, if you think you can debunk this, because we've got a catalogue out here.
That's the thing.
We've got a catalogue out here, bro.
We could actually argue, and we can, like, if you wanted to bring in names,
we have a group of people that we can point to and say, yeah, that's Sydney rap. Where's yours at?
Yeah, where's yours at?
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. So I mean, I agree with that, bro.
And also talk about views, like who else is getting like millions of views and shit like that?
Other than onefour, bro. Like
I
think I forget about Chillinit when it comes to those million views. I think Chillinit gets ignored in this conversation because I think onefour just talks violence, and the violence is just
controversial.
Speaking of Chillinit, I think his most recent song just made trending on #1 on YouTube.
Yeah, bro. Like I found that. Like, he's more and more. He makes more and more songs that really blend into that mainstream TV, radio play type of.
You know, you need to get the money.
And you know what? Good fuck, bro.
And that Overdrive song, I think he throws shots at Husky though.
What?
Yeah, 100%. In the opening bar.
You know what? Bro, the guy's such a wicked
People
rhymer.
thought he was throwing shots at like Spaniard.
He was throwing shots at Spaniard. He was throwing shots at Spaniard and Husky. In the first two bars, he said, in the first two, I can't even paraphrase it. But he said, I had friends that were doing this, and I had to stop messing with them because I'm about to go across the world. I got something with stocks and firms, and they would have ruined my shit. And the only person that was close to him like that was doing that hard shit was Husky. And Husky was doing that real street
Husky's
shit.
in jail now.
Yeah, he's in jail, but like he was pushing like.
Bro, but does he want that smoke, man? I mean, like.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't want it with Spaniard or Husky.
No, I don't know about Husky. Husky is, to me personally, I feel like Husky is a struggling drug addict. But I feel like Husky is a struggling drug addict. But to me, he's my favorite rapper in Australia. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
With Chillinit, with not Chillinit, but with Spaniard, he goes, I don't want like why is it so good to rap about the hood life? You know, like, and I thought the only person that really did that was Spaniard. Spaniard is the only person that like the hood life. We don't say hood life. We don't say hood. We say area.
Yeah.
So the only person, to me, it's very easy to go back and be like, the only person that said hood life was Spaniard. Chillinit, who are you talking about? Yeah. And then this is the one thing I hate about rappers. No, I wasn't talking about him. Brother, like, if I had to fucking narrow it down, it sounds like you're talking about Spaniard, and Spaniard feels like you're talking about him. Like,
and
it's not a stretch.
Who are you talking about? It's not a stretch. So, like, it's like, come on, man, you're taking shots to me, and I don't fuck with that.
Yeah.
But that Overdrive freestyle overall was...
Fuck, it was good, eh?
Yeah,
it was good.
Fucking crazy, bro. And he's walking through Newtown like a sick cunt.
You got people on their way home from getting takeaway and
that.
Just
looking at this cunt. Yeah, bro. Like, fucking
pitting,
just assaulting you with the
rhyme.
rhyme.
For the freestyle, but I caught the shots.
And Freedom, what did we all think about that?
I like Freedom, bro. It was different, man.
Has a very like old school Hilltop Hoods kind of vibe.
Yeah, man.
Which I like.
I'm not gonna lie. He did it very well.
You don't like it? You thought it was
No, it's not that I don't like it. It's just not for me. I appreciate the sound. It sounded good,
Very
and I get the vibe, I get the mood, but it's just not.
You know what we should keep an eye out for is for this Ranga dude named Nerve. This Ranga dude named
Nerve.
Is that a Nerve?
I've always heard of him. Never really.
Is that a Nerve? Is that a Nerve spelled NERV?
Yeah. No, it's Nerve.
It's Nerve spelled properly. Nerve.
Yeah,
Nah, I haven't heard.
Yo, this dude.
He gets close enough from Chillinit, isn't it?
Yeah. But Nerve is something else. Nerve is something else.
Okay.
I just because like you know when you just look at people you're like, oh no, it's not about it. And then like I heard Nerve and I was like, yo, you look like you don't rap what you look like. And he's hard. Nerve is hard.
Nerve, yeah, cool. I'll have to check it out.
So Aussie dudes, man.
Damn.
Then we go on to Real Red featuring Elijah Yo.
Yeah.
You know what, bro? I gotta say, bro. I don't know what's going on, and I feel like something has to happen to bring more exposure to these kind of artists because West Side Flow from Elijah and Biggs came out 6 months ago, and I just heard it last night, bro.
What?
Like, how the fuck does that happen, bro?
No recommendation?
It legit only has. It came out 6 months ago, and it legit only has 101,000 views.
Really?
That's alright.
That's alright, but it's far undeserving, bro. Because I'm listening to it. I listen to it. When,
you know why?
Bro, when that fucking beat drop, bro, I think, fuck, no way, bro. And then what?
This is because Enzo's on a song.
Is that the one with hips on it?
No, he's not on there.
Fucking Pistol P and Enzo on a song.
They're not on there?
Yeah, Pistol P and
they're not on there.
On the remix they are.
On the remix?
On the remix,
I was, you know what, bro,
the remix,
bro, that fucking,
the remix pop.
That makes me crack up, bro, because I'm listening to it and I'm thinking, fuck, all this is missing is Pistol P and Enzo. I swear to God, lad. I thought watching it, I'm thinking, fuck, this is a banger. All this is missing is Pistol P and Enzo, and sure enough, they're on a remix. Well,
I like
me,
Pistol P, bro, but again, we addressed this before. Since Enzo did that whole fucking...
Look, they were in that combo. They got to get back in there because I was enjoying them.
Bro.
I was enjoying them when they were making their runs, bro. And I want to see them back in there.
They
But
mad dropped the ball.
Yeah.
They were all running it, but they dropped the ball.
Yeah, I will back that. I will say, yeah, bro.
And I didn't realize how, bro. Like I heard Biggs on West Side Party. But fuck he,
I fuck
he
with
bought it.
I fuck with Biggs.
Fuck he bought it on West Side Flow, bro.
I fuck
Big
with
ups
her.
to Biggs.
That voice,
That
man.
boy's the baby.
Yeah, my man was so big.
Bro, that dude's always wearing like a fucking jacket.
Nah, he's just
Nah,
sick.
he's mad, guy. He's
I
mad.
like what I like about him is like he's not trying to just rap, bro. He's like he likes what he likes, and he gives you what he likes,
Yeah.
and he doesn't care that you don't like. You might not like what he
He
likes.
doesn't. It's not forced in any way
at all. Like
It's never forced.
Like there's been a debate on the accent thing for a long time, and for me, I don't care about it. Like it's because for me, like me personally, when I do my shit, like if I feel like using an American accent, I'll use it. If I feel like using an Aussie accent on a beat, I'll use an Aussie accent.
Right.
And I don't care what anyone says to me. It's like, oh, why are you doing that? I was like, because I don't care what you think. Like that's if I feel like doing an American accent, I grew up in that. If I feel like doing an Aussie accent, I feel like doing an Aussie one. If you don't like it, don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
And well, like it's whatever. But for Biggs, he just sticks to American accent and he kills it all the time. So like I give him that prop for that.
Fuck, I was loving it, bro. I was loving listening to that song.
But
Bro.
it's
I
very
couldn't get
unique.
over it. I couldn't believe it. It went 6 months and it didn't.
He reminds me of Big,
It
bro.
didn't pass through my fucking thing.
True.
He really brings that. He really brings
He
that.
reminds me of Big, like Biggie, like
Yeah.
Him and then also that dude from Hp Boyz. Like those two voices. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Has like that.
How vigorous! How vigorous!
Nah, you know what's funny? When I hear him, I'm like, nah, yeah, this guy's doughy, bro. This guy's doughy. When the second verse starts, I'm like, yeah, nah, he's fat. Yeah.
No, what a sad kind of
Bro, yeah.
fucking love you, sick kind of.
But yeah, back to fucking Real Ren and Elijah Yo.
Yeah.
What did we?
Man, only because I know the background story behind that one, but I thought it was alright. I think Will Ren is like with me personally. I feel like I respect Will Ren. To me, I sort of crown him as the realest rapper in Australia right now. Just in my opinion, only because like all these rappers that say we did this, we did that, we did this, and we did that. Ren has footage of him doing that.
True.
Oh, what? You're going off the Melbourne thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Ren-
true.
Yeah.
Ren has footage of him, and like for me, it was when I saw it, I shared it, and I was like, look, and everyone after I share it, everyone inboxes me, oh, that's so sad, that's overboard, why are you doing him like that? And I thought the first thing that came to my head was like, yo, you niggas is mad sensitive out here, but like if it's someone that you didn't like, you wouldn't be so sensitive. But it's
yeah. Yeah.
So I thought so I never saw no footage of onefour doing it. Like, you know, like truth be told, onefour didn't do it.
No, yeah, they did. They stomped the floor. Yeah.
Anyway, so like I saw like you see Will Ren grabbed his head and did the whole,
right.
You know.
Oh,
So for me, that's I crown Ren as the realest rapper in Australia. For me, everyone else might disagree with me, but
I reckon Spanion's the real fucking rapper, bro. Fuck me dead, bro. Fuck me.
Bro, I think we were talking about it, bro. Spanion's that rapper that I like the guy more than I like the music. Like, it's his personality that, like,
bro,
that's what it is.
Like,
he
out.
seems like such a fucking cool dude, and
Like,
he's a lad.
Like, he's one of those. For me personally, I mean, I'm always on YouTube and I'm always looking at him, so I'm always coming across the videos and that, and I'm watching him, bro. And for me, what I get, he's one of those fucking people in the world where you listen to him talk, you know he's not lying to you.
yeah,
Like, you know,
he never compromises.
You know that that's right. He never compromises.
Never.
And so I can't help but when I listen to him talk, I can't help but pay attention. And fuck, bro.
The one thing that got me about
No.
Right, so one thing that got me about him was I saw him on live and shit, and it was one thing he said where someone had asked him a question like, "Did you ever shoot guns?" And this is what he said.
Yeah,
He was like, "I never shot guns, bro.
Yeah.
I never shot guns, bro. I held guns, but I never even shot them."
Yeah.
You know, and I thought that's some real G shit to admit.
Exactly, bro. And he was talking about, oh yeah, bro, I was making there was a time where I was killing it, making a bit of money, but not like fucking Lamborghinis and flash like that, bro.
He
I was nothing like that, bro.
Real realistic to me, and I thought
and
that's
what
G shit.
That is one thing I really like about the bloke, bro. Is that it's all honesty, it's realistic,
and you can tell.
Yeah, it's realistic, and you know it's authentic. That's why I'm always watching the videos and watching the music. Oh fuck yeah, bro! He's
The way he talks is pretty insane.
Yeah, he's also a funny guy.
But when you've grown up around that culture, you look at it a bit differently compared to
100%.
others. You know, like people will look at it and think, "Oh, this cunt's a hard cunt. This cunt's, you know, fucking, oh, what a staunch cunt, this and that." But you know, when you're from Sydney and when you've been around many others who talk in that way or whatever, or who live that life, you don't think anything of it, bro. You know, you just sort of. But yeah.
Nah, bro.
Lad.
Yeah, lad. Yeah, bro. He's fucking G, but also he's a fucking good rapper as well, man. Like, the guy can spit.
Oh my god, bro. Like, shout out. I was listening to Belfort and I'm thinking, fuck, bro. Like, I really do. I can't listen to it too much because I will be sent to prison. I'm telling you. If I listen to too much Spaniard, bro, because it. I don't know, bro. Yeah, it's aggressive, bro. I've never heard a fucking voice that menacing, bro.
But not even that. But
to be dead honest,
he gives me fucking he gives me Immortal Technique vibes. The way he flows and he's like
and the stories and the way that they and the metaphors and shit.
And he's like body language as well.
I want to fuck. I get you, bro. Yeah, nah. He's
shout out to Spaniard, man. You're a G.
Nah, yeah, it's
So you guys say Spaniard is the realest rapper in Sydney?
I personally reckon realist. What constitutes realist? Like, what do you mean?
Just
people who would do what they rap.
Yeah.
People who would do what they rap.
100%.
Fuck. I don't know, bro.
They're in jail usually.
that's how you know you're the realist.
It's true, bro.
Listen, this is to me. This is the predicament. I'd say if you're an Australian rapper and you rap about what you talk about, you're gonna get locked up. If you rap about what you talk about and you don't do it, if you rap about shit that you don't do and you don't get locked up, I don't believe you.
You look like a silly one.
And you're talking about it, and if you don't get done for it, it's like you're an idiot. So if you're gonna do crime, do it by yourself or shut the fuck up. That's just what I thought. Spaniard is like authentic as hell, but in his bars, he's always talking the most like. Again,
he's like some very
Dylan said Immortal Technique, and that's exact, bro. Like Immortal Technique is one of the most visual rappers I've ever heard in my life.
Oh yeah, for real. Yeah.
Like that shit, Dancing with the Devil was. They give me nightmares.
It's probably one of the
100% me too, man. Like I remember, like we all used to listen to that in high school.
That haunting piano.
I couldn't even do it.
Piano,
I couldn't even listen to it.
Bro,
it was like it's one of those songs you can listen to once, but you can't go back because it's just like that ending of the story is just really fucked up.
I want to show that to my kids.
You want to be a gangster?
Yeah, you want to be a gangster, huh? Let's do this shit.
What's his name? Billy? What's his name? Billy? Like, what's his name?
And
Billy, yeah, I think it was Billy.
yeah, and then you think like at the end, and then you're like, oh no, it's fake. And it's like, nah, it's a true story, and I wrote this.
And I was there, and I raped his mom too, and I was like, and I was like, damn, this nigga, he raped his mom. I was like, this is crazy as fuck, man.
I was there and I raped him too. Fuck, we dead, bro. What the fuck? You're like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, it was like when I was listening to it, I was like, okay, cool, it's just a song. But then when he said that, I was like, fuck.
And I raped his mom too, and I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Bro.
Why isn't he locked up? Why isn't he locked up, man?
Yeah, and
Why is he a fucking liar?
And that's when you realize, oh yeah, nah, bro.
No, he's not a liar, he's a rapper. Like,
Poor
rappers,
Billy,
rappers have that badge when we can lie.
I have that badge I can lie,
If you're a rapper, you can lie, bro. And it's like, oh no, he's a rapper. He's telling stories. He didn't do the crime. He's the rapper, bro. He can tell stories. Like.
Also, what did we think about Off Guard? The Off Guard freestyle by Logan
That
Hess.
was heavy.
I loved it. A lot of people didn't like it, but I loved it.
That beat was heavy too.
It
You
was.
know why I like it so much is because, like, Hooligan Hess himself isn't the best lyricist. He isn't. But he's passionate and you could hear it.
Yeah.
The opening bar, you can never catch me off guard. And I was like, yo.
Yeah.
And to me, I believe him. Like, it's almost like I can't. It's almost like you can't catch him off guard. I feel like he's a staunch cunt every single fucking time you see him in camera or nothing. Every time.
Off camera.
That music video as well, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
They got that stack, brother. They got that stack left.
Fucking rob the server and let me fucking money.
that's the part I love. Is that when you listen,
You can hear it in the background, man.
Give me your money, you fucking cunt. And I was like, yes.
Oh, and then they full crowd up, burn the car in there.
Yeah,
Yes, guys.
Yeah, fucking that's what we do in the area. Like, we burn
Public jobs, lad. We burn the cars, lad. Public jobs,
But
lad.
bro, there's so many bars in that song as well. When it's
Yeah,
like
man.
half of like my brother's game,
They
and
left
half
to the
their
system.
life. Yeah, it was like, fuck, that's some real shit, man.
Yeah, fool just done a job. Got to
Yeah.
get recorded now.
Off guard gets a good cosign from me.
Yeah,
Off guard gets a good.
I enjoyed it.
And like not just that, but like he had dropped not before No Effect. He had dropped the party. He had dropped the party, then he dropped No Effect, and then
No guilty.
No Effect is to me personally the biggest record. Is a big record. Well, we're Aussie. We say record. We don't say record. We say record. We say To me, No Effect is the most popular urban record that gets played.
Yeah.
Why? Because it has that vibe where Aussies like that shit. No Effect. You know I do it all day. You know I do it all day. That's what we
It's
say.
authentic, bro. Like,
That's
it's
what
almost...
we talk like that.
Yeah.
No Effect. You know I do it all day. You know I do it all day. And I was like, yeah, bro. Like fucking on.
But then I think it's also good as well because it's a good reminder that like Hefs can do like party music and then he can do something very like hood like
bro.
this.
Yeah.
That switch.
100%.
Yeah, I thought it was a good balance, bro.
So Hefs is cool, man. Hefs, he's moving well.
Yeah.
Hefs is moving well.
Yeah,
Hefs is definitely moving well.
I wonder when he does get caught off guard.
You can never catch him off guard. Man.
That's
Fucking
the
talk
point
shit
of the
about
song.
Hefs, man.
Put him in the same room, put him on mute. Fucking earth. Yeah, no.
I don't know. The stories about Hefs is he got caught with someone else's gun. From what I heard on the streets and I hear, and like when I went inside and I spoke to certain people, they said that he got caught with guns. He said they weren't his. He knew who they were, and he never snitched. And that's and he can't, like, he never snitched. He came out, and that's what he brags about. I never snitched on the guns that they found on me. Like they found the weapons on me, but I told them they weren't mine. I did my time, and I never snitched. Fuck it.
And he told the judge he's not guilty.
Yeah,
That's
right.
right, bro.
But for me, it's like, alright, that must have been your first offense or something. You sick cunt, but like, yo, was it your first offense, lad? Like, bro, like if you got a heavy record, bro, like
That's it.
you're
You're
if you got a,
you're gonna see sunlight.
they're really cracking down on guns, bro. They really don't take light to guns, bro. Even if it's just for a domestic dispute, they come in. Have you got weapons? Got weapons here? Well, no, that's what I've been subject to anyway. Do you have any firearms on the premises? Did I ask? Yo, you haven't had much run-ins?
Nah.
Lately?
No.
Oh fuck.
Nah.
Yeah, bro. Like
My guns stay somewhere else. Like.
My guns stay somewhere else, bro.
My guns stay somewhere else. Like 100%.
Oh fucking oath, bro. Keep him somewhere safe, bro.
Yeah, fucking. Fuck, what else is there then?
Yeah, bro. Fuck, man. It's been a very busy week. We've even we've even had 4-5, eh? 4-5 out of Brisbane.
7-4.
Did we talk about them?
4-5?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
talked them.
Yeah.
Oh, must have.
But then there's 7-4, who's this drill group supposedly from Melbourne.
Right.
That
Look, I've seen the photos and that, and I mean, I can see why people are giving him shit because the similarities are so close.
I need listen, this straight off the bat. I like onefour's music. What they stand for, I don't. But I need everyone that does drill music in Australia. I need every other group that does drill music. They have to. They can't even talk that shit. They need to give that fucking influence. Oh, one of our main influences, onefour. If they don't say that, I don't believe you.
yeah, you're obviously that's biting.
You know,
If you think that you just made that up yourself and just said, "Oh no, we never listened to onefour at all," we just no. I don't want to hear that shit.
That's a question that's a question I need to answer. This whole drill blossoming.
Onefour.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
That's it.
Yeah, like the whole drill.
I don't want to hear them say.
All I've been thinking about is all these new artists that have come out and started doing them and started to present their videos and their tracks or whatever. I can't help but sit thinking, is this because onefour influenced y'all? Like, is this, you know,
100%.
like this whole way that the way that you're spitting the beats, all of it, was it before onefour or was it after? Like, was it because of that? You know, like because
100%.
because I found it hard to listen to Aussie drill if it's not onefour without comparing it.
If those dudes from Brisbane come out and say, "Oh yeah, like one of our main influences, onefour,"
Pass.
right?
They get a pass.
To me, they get a pass.
Sure.
If they end up being they end up being harder than onefour, then in your own right, you did that.
Yeah, 100%.
You did in your own right because you're harder than them. I believe you more. But you can say you're influenced by them, and onefour can be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, fucking earth." But at the end of the day, like, they're better than you. They're better than you. I don't
Like,
care.
bro, yeah, like that's what I want to say. It's okay to admit that you were influenced by onefour.
Yeah.
It's okay, bro.
I think, bro, that's the thing I liked about like Hp Boyz. They acknowledged it.
That's the fucking thumbnail. It's okay to admit that you're influenced by onefour.
I'm putting that. What the fuck?
It's okay to admit you were influenced by onefour.
Yeah, but Hp Boyz, they even came out and they go, hell yeah, like, oh yeah, we were inspired by onefour, and then they go, we just wanted to do what they did, but like,
See, bro,
kind of
like,
from
give
our
them
town.
yeah, bro. Like,
I never even knew that. But
Like, I think they said it. They said it. They're like, yeah, we were like, hell yeah, like we were influenced by them, and I think they're saying like we want to make a track with them, hoping one day, and that'd actually be pretty cool to see.
yeah, it would be, man.
what's his name? The M-Ways, right?
Yeah, what is it?
I like M-Ways, bro. I like M-Ways.
Yeah, I
like,
like
He
M-Ways
has a
is
heavy
sick.
voice, but
Emma is the one that sings that. How
rigorous, how rigorous. I was like,
Yeah, I love.
That's ridiculous.
I like.
how'd you do in the cross country, lad?
Had to, didn't I?
No, you're a sick cunt.
nah.
Come to Sydney, bro.
Bro, fucking HP on
See how
it.
much you can run that up.
I'm gonna say like so far, like it's so far I rate HP on it, then M-Ways, and then I don't even know the third dude's
YJ.
name.
I think
Honest,
YG.
YJ.
Or YJ. Yeah, YJ.
Nah, I would. Yeah.
I rate YJ last actually, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
well,
a
YJ.
video that came out that he got pumped in the club.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
not pumped like...
You got
like,
dog shotted, lad.
Yeah,
You
you
got
got...
dog
it was a
Nah,
dog shot. No,
listen,
it was a
let's
dog
not
shot.
say dog shot. Because, you know, you're very aware of a brawl in a club, cuz, you know, it's a very close field. How can you not be aware that you're
Nah,
going to
the
get
bloke,
thrown?
the bloke, no. The bloke saw YJ couldn't see him. The bloke, like, you see the distance between YJ and the bloke that hit him. He's walking towards him. I feel like the bloke YJ was turned enough for long enough for the bloke to know that he couldn't see him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the bloke knew he couldn't see YJ. Like YJ couldn't see him.
I hear what you're
So he
saying.
went up and he dog shot at the cunt.
I hear what you're saying.
Weak move, bro. Weak move.
I hear what you're saying.
I don't think anything of dog shots like that, bro.
I disagree.
And I saw people being like, oh, like,
What, fucking
you
hell?
got dropped in the club and this and that.
Yeah,
I saw people doing that. Like, it was a dog shot, but
It was a dog shot.
Yeah, it was a dog
That's-
shot,
that's what
But,
but
I admit that it was a dog shot.
he...
but
like, bro, like, listen to me. It's like if you're in a fucking situation like, if I was
Yeah,
in
you
a
gotta be
situation
aware.
You
like
have to, you have to
yeah,
be
yeah,
aware.
oh, 100%, yeah.
Guys,
It was his
Pontoon-
fault.
In Pontoon, if that ever happened in Pontoon, like
Yeah.
my head wouldn't
Yeah.
be like this. Like
Yeah.
no. My
Yeah.
head will be
Yeah.
fucking.
Don't get me.
Cuz I
My
wouldn't
head
be
will be
drinking, cuz.
circling.
Don't get me wrong. I agree with you. Like, it was his fault. Like, you're in a tense situation where you got people trying to fucking physically harm you in a short fucking space.
Yeah, it was
You
a
gotta be
sport.
aware. You gotta be
Yeah.
looking around to see who's coming at you.
100%.
But
He got dog shotted.
it was dog shot.
Maybe it was
What's
Munson
dog
or something. But he has a glass jaw. Because that was one punch.
Fuck. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. It can be a dog
No,
shot,
but
but
he was nah. He
that
did.
was like I only
give-
saw one punch.
Nah, tuck lad, you're a sad cunt, but you're right. You're a sad
Yeah,
cunt,
he
but
has a
you're
glass
right.
jaw.
You're right. He had a glass jaw. Like he got dropped. Like
Hey,
that.
yeah, you got a glass jaw,
He
but
kissed the floor like a funny cunt.
fuck.
Yes.
And then, you know, I was thinking, I was like, fuck, but because he got hit, but then there was no reprisal attack.
At
You know
all.
what I mean? There was none of this
At all.
to move forward back and get the cunt.
Nah.
It was just, okay, whatever.
All I heard was engineers. No, but engineers sound so.
yeah. That's a mad song, guys.
Let me make one thing clear.
My God, this nigga get pumped in the club. He got dog shot at alright? Let me make that clear.
All of these machines, I feel like an engineer.
Fuck me dead.
Make one thing clear. He got dog shot.
He cunts are bad, man.
Bro, it's all fun and games.
You're not gonna
Yeah,
pop
listen,
into me.
Guys,
They do what's gonna happen.
You're not gonna take that 14-hour trip up to
Nah.
Sydney, guys.
Nah.
Bro, imagine
We're gonna talk all
that.
that shit. Nah, listen.
Imagine that ain't some interstate beef.
Bro, it's
State of origin,
I
guys.
had a conversation with I was covering this and our last podcast, 21 District had co-signed this. Like Jay Lex he gathered.
Oh
his
yeah,
voice.
shut up, bro.
Big
Bro,
ups.
I was really humbled by that. I was like, oh, thanks.
Yeah,
bro.
I was like, wow.
Shout out to 21 District.
Yeah,
bro.
shout out to
them,
them.
bro.
Yeah.
Man, I was tripping
So
out.
Jay Lex said that he gathered his boys and they listened to it, and like we weren't like.
Like, what did they really think of it? Like, was there
Jay
mixed
Lex-
reception
Jay Lex
or
gave
was
me-
there?
No, Jay Lex gave me. No, he didn't like tell me all the boys.
Oh,
opinions. He gave me a very straightforward opinion about it. He said, like you know, you guys are in Bankstown, you guys are out of the line of fire. You know, like I give you props on talk, like you know, all good for you guys talking your opinion. I respect you guys for that, and I respected that because he didn't say all good, like just whatever you guys just say. Like no, he said you guys are out of the line of fire. To me, that was like, you guys know you guys are safe from this, and I felt like.
True.
Well, yeah, we don't got nothing to fucking
Yeah.
do with that shit, bro.
Yeah. For me, it was like,
No,
yeah.
that
Then
shit.
you know that, like, the boys know that, like, we're all good. We're gonna say what we want, and you respect that. We're gonna say what we want because at the end of the day, if it's smoke, then it's smoke. But at the end of the day, like, I fuck with J Lex. Like,
Yeah, he's a man.
I actually like J Lex. J Lex is my homie. Like, I've known J Lex for like 5 years. I used to work with him.
Right.
So, yeah, I used to work with J Lex.
Yeah, well, man, I'm glad they like the podcast, bro.
Yeah. I think they liked it. Especially the part where, like, well, you know, we're talking about the first two that he did his bars and we're like, he's a hard cunt sort of thing, and engineer would have been like, oh, like engineer had every right to be like,
you were like, not do your best again,
It was like,
Can you
nah,
run that back? Or?
you run that back. It's like, no, it's all good, lad. The person's all good. Nah,
Not docs, what's wrong with it? Docs,
What's
what's
wrong
wrong
with
with
Shut
it?
the fuck
What's
out.
wrong with the docs? It's like, yeah,
You got a problem with it?
yeah. So, they're all good.
Yeah,
like-
bros, you won't find no fucking beef around here with no Greater West around here. You know what I mean? I mean, we're fucking. I mean, bro, I'm 23 fucking years old, bro. I've got other things to worry about.
Yeah, and I'm like
But,
14
but
years old.
we're here because straight out, I love Sydney.
Yeah,
I
bro.
love my
Yeah.
home. I love being from here. I love it, bro. That's it. And I
Mm.
love everything in it. And I love the culture that's in it. And rap as well. And that's why we're here, because we fucking love rap.
100%.
As long as you're rapping, we're interested. Yeah, we're interested, bro.
This is what I think. I think as well though, like I feel what you're saying, but because like I'm from a certain part of this, there's a certain standard of professionalism that you're supposed to keep, but it's like
Because you're a bit more closer to the action.
yeah, but for me it's like no, just not that, but like we're here on a platform and it'll blow up, and everyone's gonna be listening to our opinions, but it's like. I have my opinion and I'm gonna say it. I don't care if you don't like I'm supposed to be like you're like you know
Like you're not gonna censor yourself.
Nah,
Yeah.
no way. I don't
Nah,
care.
yeah,
If I don't like it, I don't like it. And that's just it.
Yeah,
like,
why
you
would
know?
you? Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
that.
so for real though.
I mean, if you're doing that, it's just contrived, bro. It's just a show. Bro.
It's very contrived.
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck that.
It sounds like a fucking guy
That's something
Sebastian
to
chainsaw
say.
it.
Fuck me. But yeah, busy fucking month, bro. Busy month.
Man, it's funny that like how out of the picture Pistol P and Enzo are. Like,
It is,
they're
man.
way out of the picture.
They're getting left behind, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
The last nothing's been come since. Damn, my bro.
To me,
nothing's
personally,
come since then.
my opinion on that situation was after Enzo got done doing that, like talking like bro, him getting done talking that now's not the time, bro. Shit is the same as him getting done by police and on some like to me it's on some snitching shit. I don't care. It's
That
just-
video has a lot of views.
It
That
does.
video of him being caught in the thing that has, that has a lot
Yeah.
of views.
I don't like you know if this means any offense to him and he hears it somehow, I don't care. Like I'm sorry, but it's the truth.
Well,
It's
we're just
It's the blunt.
no cunt can get mad at us, bro. The video came out, and it feels as though ever since then, no, it's dropped.
Yeah,
It dropped. They
nothing's
fell
I'm
off.
trying to put a context here, right? So that happened. They had dropped a song with fucking Kid Curvey and TKO.
Oh, so that was
Yeah,
way
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Like
What you gonna
the
do,
song
lad?
was called "What You Gonna Do, Lad."
Yeah, which
They
No-
pulled up with him
no
and like,
space.
"What was the What You Gonna Do, Lad?" And he
what
said,
you gonna
"I don't
do,
have
lad?"
time for this." And I was like, "Why would you fucking just drop a song called "What You Gonna Do, Lad"? And when they pull up on you saying "What You Gonna Do, Lad," you say, "It's not the time."
Fuck.
So when's the time?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any excuses of like, "Oh no, my parents are here, bro." If I'm not a gangster like that, but if I was with my parents in the
That'd make me
I
morning,
don't think yours was.
I don't.
There's
The
one
point,
song,
that's the
Besides
point I'm
the
trying to make. If I was like the only excuse I would have for something like that is that if I was with my little sister or my little brother or like if I was with my mum and they pulled up on me and they said, "What's the go? You talking shit, bro?" Even if you guys were there, even if my mum was there, I'd get up and be like, "I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, come. Like, I'm not a gangster like that, bro. No one's gonna put me on a show like that. I don't care. No one's gonna put me on a show like that.
Straight up.
That's just, bro. I don't like. Bro. That's something to me that I didn't understand when I seen the video. I was like, bro, I'm not even a gangster. I'm not even a hard cunt. I never owned a pair of TNs. I never owned a pair of TNs.
That is true.
But no one is ever gonna pull up on me like that. I don't care. You pull your camera out, and it's like, nah. No one's, nah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, like, how do you bounce back from that? Like,
Well, see, I was gonna get to that as well.
Yeah.
Right. So after that, the video comes out of them. What was the song? They were in King's Cross.
damn, my bro.
Damn, my bro. Damn, my bro was catchy. I liked the song. The song was cool.
The hook was a bit.
Right,
Yeah.
and in the song, like Pistol Pete does his hard shit, Enzo's in there doing his hard shit, and then they had a feature from Beezy from the area,
Yeah.
and Beezy in the area was like the fact that they fucking highlighted the fact that he's Beezy from the area. To me, it was like,
Alright.
come on, bro, like what are you bringing your boy? Like you're bringing one boy in here, like we're supposed to be scared of him, because we're gonna laugh at him as well, and if he has a problem with it, because we're still laughing at you off the bat, like. Isn't there like, oh, don't ever talk, you've never seen The Magistrate. Bro, do you know how many cunts have seen The Magistrate? Like, do you know how many cunts have seen The Magistrate that are
bro?
Do you know how many cunts have seen The Magistrate that are harder than him? Like, cuz, like, come on, man. So, ever since that, I think people just didn't believe him because they brought that dude in there to...
Give him the street
I'm trying to,
run the
to
ball.
give him that, to run the ball. And it's like, nah,
He
we don't
dropped the
believe you
ball.
no more. You dropped the ball, you're trying to pass the ball now. And it's like, nah, it's a knock on, lad. It's a fucking knock on.
Listen, they're
Pass the
irrelevant.
ball.
They're irrelevant. Let's move on.
But
I want to see them come back, bro.
But see, that's the thing. I'm thinking like the way you come back is either you just ditch the whole you trying to be street thing and kind of make like party music, or
Imagine that.
Nah, fuck
Imagine,
that.
imagine Pistol Pete
That-
trying to gabba lad.
What's that?
Fuck.
Fuck you, dude.
Fucking left, lad.
but
Huge calamities have hit Sydney. Well, sorry to say that Western Sydney has been abolished.
still showing disrespect. But who knows? Maybe time will tell. Maybe they might bounce back.
Yeah,
maybe
bro.
they
Like,
stay
I
under
just
the
feel
radar.
like they just need that one song to just sort of turn it around. But just
Look, man, to be honest, I just feel like I don't want to hear them say that hard cunt shit anymore.
Yeah.
Look, that's just me, bro. Like, I have,
I gotta say, when I saw the video, I was fucking shocked.
Yeah.
When I first saw the video, I was fucking shocked because he's actually the one who told me about it.
Really?
Yeah, he told me that. He's, oh, bro, apparently, you know, there's this video of this and that, and I'm thinking, no fucking way. Like, bro, let me see this, bro. Let me see this.
Listen, to anyone that like discredits us, bro, like the PJ who's saying that he saw the video, or who's that guy, bro? This man did time, bro. Like, it's not
No,
like his
no,
one,
let's
bro.
not
It's not-
let's
no,
not
but
talk
it's-
about that, bro. Let's move on from that.
Nah, I don't want to be
It's
like,
the
oh,
mankind.
nah, it's not something like it's not. Like,
It was only,
it's
bro.
not-
It was a fucking what, 18th or 24-month whack, bro. It was nothing.
it's not a
You
whack.
got boys,
It's not a whack, lad.
you got boys out there doing 10 fucking 20, bro.
Yeah, no, but it's to put in perspective, like, oh, like you know what a whack is, though.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah,
for them
yeah.
to be like, that's my perspective.
But yeah, but like I was just watching it, bro, and I was like, I was fucking shocked, bro. You know, like I was like, that's all I was thinking, bro. I was thinking, okay, look, maybe it's easy for me to say it because I'm not the one who was being staunched out, but nevertheless, bro, I picture it. I'm thinking, no fucking way,
No
bro.
one's the one that's either, bro.
No way, bro. No way. Whether you're lonesome or whether you're fucking with your family, bro. Nah, I can't see myself doing it. I'd rather take the beating, bro. To be honest.
Me too. That's exactly.
Yeah.
As soon as I seen it, I was
To be
like,
honest,
bro,
bro.
I'd get bashed in front of my family. And
Because
say
I think
that.
that's it, man. There's still honor if you caught the beating, man. At
Yeah,
least
bro. Like,
Yeah, bro.
people can talk shit, but at least you can say like, "Fuck." At least I didn't like
Yeah.
bitch out or like
Yeah.
pussy out. Like I went and
I'd rather that clout that clout of me getting bashed. I'd rather that clout of me getting bashed in front of my parents and in front of my family.
Oh, I fucking would, bro.
And they put it online and so all these guys got bashed. It's like, yeah, well, fucking no. If I got bashed in front of what, you guys trying to pull up on me?
Yeah.
Make me like a bitch. Because I was with my parents. If you guys laugh at me, but like, if you were your parents, you probably bitch it. If it was me, nah.
That's crazy. Now's not the time. Like
That
was the perfect time. That was like perfect timing.
To be honest, it should be put on a t-shirt or something.
It should be
what have you done, bro?
A new watch slogan. A new watch slogan for fucking for G-Shock.
Bro, what have you done, bro? You might have just done something. Oh, fuck, no.
What you gonna do, lad?
just a classic dad t-shirt.
Hey, listen, we're gonna say what we want to say.
That's not the time.
We're gonna say what we want to say. That's my opinion on that. Like,
you know what? And speaking
it's all for a laugh, you know.
We were talking about you know how Elijah Yo and Real Ren released the thing. This guy goes, yeah, on what we say? Someone on YouTube commented on like the new release.
Yeah, so when they bumped the track, the best comment I saw was what somebody posted. Like, get ready for someone to post a video of them fighting.
Like someone released, like, you know, Elijah Yo and Real Ren released a new video. Someone commented on it, now get ready to see a video of them fighting, like fighting in the street. Getting run off on the ops. Get ready to see a video of them fighting, bro.
That's what I did. So this is why I can't really talk about. Like, I have a personal relationship with boys around Renzo, and what I found was like when Kant say or like who runs the ball, I can't say that Ren doesn't run the ball. Ren is actually a really good footy player.
He looks like he can run the ball.
Ren actually almost made pros. Like, he just I guess he just fucked around or whatever. I don't know what happened, but Ren can actually run the ball. So he can literally run the ball in footy. So like I'm not gonna be like he can't run the ball. In terms of violence, he ran the ball again. In terms of rapping, he's trying to run the ball again. So like I'm not gonna discredit him from any of this because he's in every avenue that I feel you need to like every criteria that I feel like the box needs to be ticked. I feel like Real Ren has ticked the box. He might not be the most talented rapper, and that's why it's not connecting with everyone. But he's ticked every box in the criteria that I feel like.
the only song I've heard is the Elijah Yo one. I haven't heard. You know, to be honest, I wasn't even aware of him until last night. But yeah, because I've heard enough Sydney music, bro. You know, I wanna expand out. I now want to hear, because I feel like Sydney's more established.
Yeah,
we've got a certain standard.
Yeah.
Now I want to see. Okay, well, let's venture out. Let's see what this one's about. This one's about.
See
This
what
one's
Buffers
about.
has. Let's see what Wagga Wagga has. Let's see what they have to offer to the table. I don't know, man, but
I was thinking more of Queensland and Victoria, but
that's
I don't know about Wagga
Wagga, bro.
I don't know about Wagga, bro.
Hey, big ups to Azuka, but
they don't know Azuka, bro. When I show you guys Azuka,
bro,
anyway,
mate.
Who else is out there then?
Nah, suck Azuka actually. Nah, don't worry about the look.
Massey Rook. No, let's talk about the Massey Rook freestyle. Let's talk about the Massey
Rook
freestyle.
I'm ever since I heard it, bro. Ever since I heard the fucking preview,
Massey Rook.
I've been waiting for it to drop, bro.
Yeah,
it's actually
and I'm almost there. Nearly every second day, like Massey Rook, OC hasn't dropped yet because fuck, it was hectic, bro.
Bro, I didn't know
credit's due.
You didn't hear the preview of
he ran amok on onefour.
You know who Outcast is, right?
Yeah.
So you had onefour releasing their music. There was a member of OC who came out and put out a snippet of their music.
I think I might have heard that. Yeah.
And it's OC and it's like credit where credit's due. Make them songs, but stick to the truth. If you're a rookie, you're a rookie. Got to work your way up the ranks. Have you heard that one?
I think
How these kids get a pass?
How do
I don't even know who they are.
Yeah, okay. I remember that part.
Bro,
this is
what happened to it, bro?
This is the bar that really got to me. He was like, this is what he said, like, he was saying that you said that none of you, like, you never
walked in the yard with killers.
Yeah.
Not one of your men been got. You said, so how you gonna go claim Willis?
That bar right there. Say it again, please.
I'm gonna try and do Massey Rook some justice. I'm gonna try and do it like you never walked in the yard with killers. Not one of your men been got. You said, so how you gonna go and claim Willis?
Yo,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Yeah, bro.
And to me, I heard that and I was like, oh.
But
No,
you know,
one of your men been got.
the
it
one
was
that got to me was like, now let's talk about all your friends looking at 10. I've got ones that's done 25. I was like,
have you again?
Ooh, boy.
I'm not doing this whole wall thing because I don't understand what it's like to be in a yard. You tell me.
What do you mean? Oh, well,
To be in
being
a
in a
yard
yard
with
with
cunts
killers.
that done 25.
You
I don't
know,
know what it's
when
like. You know what it's like to be in yards with cunts that done 25. I don't know about them.
Well, it's not your average fucking, you know. It's not your average walking.
not your average walk
It's
in
not
the
your
park.
average day in the.
Walk in the park.
Yeah, it's not an average, you know, not an average day, bro. You've got fucking when you come.
You have different characters.
You're out in the public, bro. You're out in the public and you're around normal people. But here, you're confined to live with people who are fucking insane. Like you're living with people who are criminals, bro. They're not normal. They're not. So the conversations are a little bit different. The things that are happening are a little bit more heavy. You know what I mean? But fuck, bro. I've just been waiting for it to drop ever since, and it hasn't come. It's been months and months.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we're ever gonna get it.
Did he record it when it was locked up or not? He's out on the streets.
No. It sounds like it was recorded in the studio.
because he's out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, bro. I mean, I don't know.
But he came out of the blue, but it was mad.
That's
It
fuck-
was mad heavy.
Fuck, it was good, bro. Like this,
Yeah, it was good.
bro. It was heavy.
But bro, that's like a lot of people are fucking coming out of the blue way. Like now, like this boom period where like dudes just coming out and like trying to get put on.
It's a big blossoming period, eh?
It is.
That's what I think it is. I think ever since the birth of drill, it's growing, it's blossoming, and because of it, we're getting all these different, different walks of life. We're getting all these different people with different things to offer to the table, and that's why I fucking love it, brother. I mean, that's one of the reasons we set up this podcast, brother, because
100%.
there's so many people out there doing so many fucking hectic things. I mean, fuck, I can't help it, So, I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know where the recording's gone. I don't know if we're ever going to get the full released version.
To be honest,
I hope we do, but I've kind of given up hope.
to be honest, I feel like it was enough to like really put fear into their hearts. Like,
Yeah.
that's-
Like, bro, when I listened to that, bro, I thought, fuck, bro, like, this could be like the fucking...
I never been to jail, bro. But if you were 1-4 and you heard that and they talk this shit, what would you feel?
From
What do
a
you
guy
mean,
who's
bro?
been in
Say
jail.
that again, sorry?
If you were 1-4 and
Okay.
they put all this music out talking about a crime, to me personally, I know they never did.
Yeah.
They never did it,
Yeah.
right? I'm
Yeah.
not gonna, like,
Yeah.
they're gonna address me about that.
I'm hearing it. Yeah.
Right. So like, how do you think 1-4 would feel if some dude that is
If you
I'm not
were
gonna say I'm not gonna stand there and say OC is like the biggest
No.
cuss in the area. I'm saying
This is what my personal opinion is. If you were a member of a gang and you were rapping about all this stuff and it's not true, you were just rapping,
You're a storyteller.
and then you hear something like that, it's sort of like getting pulled up by your older brother. It's sort of like getting pulled up. It's sort of like people out there. If I'm here, bro, and I'm rapping all this shit, I've done this, I've done that, I'll do this and I'll do that, and I'm not about it, and then I hear someone out there release something and I know is fucking certified, I personally would be a bit shaken, because now you've got a cunt out there who you know is really about it, and then you've got you, like, well, what the fuck are you gonna do when you like,
Yeah,
like,
but-
you know this cunt is talking about you know this cunt is referring to you. I'd be a bit nervous, bro. I'd be a bit nervous of someone calling
That's
out
how
my
I feel.
shit, calling out my
ever
bullshit.
since I seen that freestyle come out, ever since I seen the message come out, I never seen any of them ever. Like, bro, you catch me by myself all the time.
Right.
All the time. But if I was them, I never see any of them by themselves at any time of the day.
Yeah, man.
They're never by themselves.
Mm.
I'm by myself all the time. So like for me, it was like
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm very lonesome.
Niggas
these
kinda-
days.
What do you mean, like, they're never alone by
they're
themselves?
always with the boys. Like man,
Well,
PJ's
even
by
like in the
himself.
bed?
I'm by myself all the time.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Like during the day, you'll see me Snapchatting or Instagramming Instagramming stories and shit. I'm by myself, bro, all the time.
But
These
these
guys
guys
are
always
always
over their
with-
shoulder, man, because bro, they have rivals and
That-
people that are trying to fucking kill them, man.
100%. That freestyle made me nervous. I'm not even fucking involved in this.
Oh fuck, bro. I don't know. I was just really, really, really into it, and I kept on listening to it. And I don't know.
It's not like, again, I'm not trying to be biased and be like, oh yeah, I like Hefs because it's OC, but it's like, you know what? I even forgot. Like we had like spoken about Hefs so far in the beginning that we even forgot that Hefs was part of this thing.
I didn't know he was a part of fucking OC, bro.
No, he's part of OC.
No, I know that now. But like when I first started listening to him, I had no fucking idea he was, you know, part of that until I saw the the one with fuck, bro, with Freddie Loco in that when they're on the video.
Oh yeah.
That's when I fuck this cunt's in OC,
bro. That's in Goldburn.
Fuck
me dead, bro.
Apparently, you know that the part in the video when the cunt's full fucking up the gun? Apparently that's Musty Rook, bro. apparently that's Musty, lad. They tried to take the TV off them. And
was that what that shit was about? They tried to confiscate their TV.
From what if I remember correct, they tried to take the TV off them. And then, nah, fuck that, bro. And something happened. They got into a scuffle. And then that's where you see no, that's the video. That's at Wellington where they gassed them and they had the fire and that. That was the first video. At the end, there's more videos.
Yeah, I seen that.
And then there's one
where they were like,
it was Gang Life. Yeah, the video Gang Life. It was.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Gang Life.
The one at the video at the end, they're at Goulburn, and they're full like fucking up these guys, bro. Like this cunt's like full getting it over him. And apparently, that was Musty Rook and that. Getting into the guns and that.
That would be the worst job, man. Fuck being a CEO.
Getting
fuck,
fucked,
bro. Yeah, bro. Straight up, you know what?
Fuck
Fuck that, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
Fuck, bro. You'd have to have patience to be a fucking screw because, bro, you cop shit daily, bro.
Bro, not even that.
Fuck
but
being
like,
a screw, bro.
Bro, I feel like it's a fucking requirement, bro. You need to have like good hands. Otherwise,
Yeah, you would, right?
if they like fucking decide to like just fucking like
Straight
run
up, yeah, bro. It's and to be honest, bro, like when you go in, bro, and you look at screws. Like, you know how some people are very easy to read like a book? You look at some of these screws and you think, fuck, you're piss weak, bro. Like, fuck, I could just fucking...
You're like, yeah, if you didn't
fuck,
have that
I
fucking
could
job
pump you,
title.
bro.
Fucking eat your life.
Yeah. And then you get but then you go to squad and then you get squad cunts and then they're like proper fucking staunch cunts who will fucking go you back and you're like, fuck, gotta fight on my hands.
How does that feel though? Like, how do you think that feels for real staunch cunts in jail?
They don't give a fuck, bro.
They don't care.
Nah, if you're a real staunch cunt, bro, you can give a fuck if he's in squad, bro. You give a fuck, bro. You got cunts who, bro, like, you know, being in jail and that, you hear a lot of fucking people, bro, talk about a lot of stories, bro. You know, I've heard cunts that have punched on with squad while they've been tear gassed.
Nah.
I've heard fucking Islander boys take on so much squad cunts, bro. Like, bro, there's so many staunch cunts out there, bro. They don't give a fuck, bro. They don't give a fuck. Not even just Islander boys, bro. Like any race, any race, bro. If you're like if you're proper staunch, bro.
No, that shit matters, huh?
You give a fuck, bro. You give a fuck if you're talking to the governor, bro. That's if you're proper staunch. Like if
So that's what they mean. Like when the cunts go in, and then like, you know, I seen this on Facebook. Like cunts go in, and then like, you know, their cousins or like whoever's like who knows them. Yeah, lad, I heard you going in. Stay staunch,
Yeah.
and it's like, so that's what they mean.
Pretty much, yeah. Like just don't fold like that. You know what I mean? Like don't buzz up, don't fucking talk.
Don't buzz up, guys.
Don't buzz up, don't talk. Handle your business and do your time.
See, when you explain
Don't
that
buzz
shit
up.
to me, the
Don't
fucking buzzer, that shit blew my mind.
Yeah.
You didn't know the buzzer. You didn't know the buzzer.
Yeah, I never knew the fucking buzzer.
I never knew
never
that you'd be
buzzer.
a dog for it.
Yeah, I never knew you
what
could
the
get
fuck,
caught up.
man?
Yeah, that like
Lad,
so like for no reason you
Don't
never
pull
hit the
the
buzzer.
Don't ever touch
So even
that
if your
buzzer,
life's
bro.
depending on it?
I mean, look, I don't know how far that goes because what I'm thinking is like the one question I have is what if you're in there with your celly, the cunt's having a heart attack or something's actually emergency's happening, like if some cunt's actually dying.
He's a dog.
Like do you like that's the only question I have. But anything below that, don't fucking touch that buzzer, bro. Don't touch
You
it.
can bang on the fucking window.
No, you can't do none of that, bro. If you think you're gonna get killed in the morning, you still can't press that buzzer.
What?
Well,
Yeah.
so you have to face it.
Let's say management fucks you over. Management fucks you over and they send you to a yard that's full of your enemies that cunts that want to kill you or do you in. You press that buzzer, you're still gonna be a fucking dog. Yeah.
To your own?
But do you still get got?
To everyone. What do you mean? Even to your own. Yeah, even to your own. What do you mean, bro? You buzz up asking for help.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. If I'm not sure. I don't know if your own will. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But
It depends on the man.
But cunts will generally label. Yeah, don't touch that buzzer, bro. Don't press that button.
Fuck.
Don't press
fuck
it.
that.
Even in police station, like if you end up in a police station or you go to the fish tanks or whatever.
I went to
or whatever,
fish tanks, bro. I seen the buzzer, bro. Like,
don't keep your hand right off it, bro. Unless you want to go to the yard. Unless you
I
want to go to
went
that
to jail,
bone yard.
bro. But
Unless you want to go to that
fuck
bone
that.
yard, bro. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah.
Alright. Another thing I wanted to cover was bikie culture in Sydney. I wanted to cover bikie culture in Sydney, and I feel like to be honest, I feel like it's harder than ours. I feel like bikie culture in Sydney is a bit harder than our rapper culture. Like I'm not saying like obviously.
Or like the bikie culture is harder
obviously,
than
dickhead it is, but like I mean, like in the sense of like, bro, ever since Moody to Jewel came out,
right?
Ever since Moody to Jewel came out with that fucking Can't Fight Fake freestyle
Podcast, yeah.
Can't Fight Fake podcast, that shit's been getting views. He fucking has thumbnails. How do bikies make money? And,
bro, you know what
I was like, what the fuck?
I clicked on that right away. Yeah, I want to know how bikies make money. Yeah.
Every fucking day I wake up like, is he dead? Is he dead?
Right.
Is he dead?
Right.
Is he dead? And I thought, like, and every day he's still alive. Every day he's running amok. Every fucking day he's in there on his podcast, fucking running amok. He doesn't give a fuck. And he's fearless.
Right.
I salute him. He's
exactly
on some G shit.
I feel like what I was saying about Spanion. He's one of those people where I listen to him. I'm looking at the way that he talks, the way he tells his stories, and I feel like this is a cunt who won't lie to you, bro. This is a bloke who won't talk shit to you. Like, what reason would he have to lie to you?
Yeah,
and so when I'm hearing his stories, gangsters have the best stories, bro. Like, real gangsters have the best fucking
he has
stories.
Good stories that he has,
and that's one of the that's actually a huge reason as to why I keep on watching his podcast, because the stories are just so fucking wild, bro. You know what I mean? But
Moody's a jewel, Moody's a jewel.
But not even that, it gives you that insight that you wouldn't, like, to a world that you would never know.
And you know, I mean, the cunt has the accolades to fucking go. The cunt's been a nomad for 30 years, bro.
He like, you know what, bro? Like on his podcast, he talks like, I have a very high voice, and like, you know, but he has a very high voice as well. Yeah, he has a very high voice, but he doesn't have a deep voice. Like, he has a very when he talks, sometimes you can't take him seriously, bro. And I feel like, fuck, man, like, regardless of his high voice, bro, this guy like just.
Well, he projects it well.
Yeah, he projects his voice well. He projects the way he carries himself really fucking well. To the point where I believe every fucking word he says. Cause bro, there was one where the tranny thing. Yeah. The tranny thing had really fucking engulfed him, where like. UC Brigante was sitting across
he
him.
He got shitty at him, mate. He got shitty at him. UC, I saw that.
Nah, bro. UC was being a dog cunt, bro. UC was standing there being like, oh, like you're like there's rumors about you being like fucking trannies. And then Moody was like, bro, me personally, it's not my business. I don't care. Like, I don't care who the fuck you fuck, but like, whatever it is. But then UC brought that up, and then Moody was like, you know, whatever I do in my life is like, he didn't say it, and then UC was like. You're not helping yourself or something like that. Yeah,
you're
exactly
not helping
what he said. You see, really fucking.
He was like, yeah.
You see, made a laugh out of it, and I was watching it. and I was like, "What are you doing that to this cunt, bro?" Like,
yeah. But not even that. But did you notice that the dude didn't even answer him? Like, he didn't feel the need to give him an answer. And that was the thing he kept asking. So he's like, "Why did you just say no?" And he's like,
I understood that.
Shit. Like,
I understood that. Like, that's just fucking ridiculous, bro. Like, I don't have to. Like, fuck what?
100%.
I'm not telling. What do you reckon, man? I'm not telling you nothing, mate.
I'm not telling you shit, man. 100%.
Oh, good.
100%. So, like, what I felt from that, and then I seen, my only point here was, how staunch cunts can get. Because he came off to me as, like, a dude that has been through it, but I never really understood how much he had been through it until UC had pressed him about that. Mm-hmm. I never, because, like, that's, bro, to me, if someone accused me of fucking trannies,
that's bad.
To me, and accused me of trannies, and if I was a G,
that didn't upset you that much,
bro.
What?
If someone accused me of trannies, and I was like,
oh wait, yeah.
So if I accuse you of trannies, how would you feel?
Like, if it's coming from you, I don't give a fuck, mate.
I'm saying,
but it was some I don't know, some cunt out there.
I wouldn't like it.
If there was some cunt out there, like if there was like news outlets out there saying, "Oh, look at him, he's into trannies," I was like, "What the fuck?"
I don't know. I'm like, I look like, bro. Like, even if Moody was actually into trannies, bro, I still wouldn't give a fuck because, like, like, bro, I don't know, man. In a life like his, no one can understand it. Like, to me personally, I feel like no one can understand a life like his.
Right.
And he's been through that life for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I always felt like you could have any bitch you ever wanted your whole fucking time you were involved in that, the whole time. And I just feel like maybe you got bored. It's not your business to tell him how bored you got. Even Eddie Murphy fucking slept with trannies. Eddie Murphy slept with trannies, and they love.
Is that a known fact?
It is a fact.
Seriously? Wait, Eddie Murphy got with trannies.
Eddie Murphy
got busted, bro.
What?
Yes.
But then, no, I think the case was he got arrested because then...
When was this? In the 80s or 90s or something?
It was in the 80s, yeah.
Was it 80s?
80s and 90s. I think it was the 80s, though. Okay, so the story goes, he went to go, like, pick up, like, a prostitute to go to this party. And then I think they were in a car and they were, like, you know, he wanted to go and, like, do some freaky shit. But then he was shocked to realize that the person he thought was a girl was actually a guy. And then I think he assaulted her and then, like, assaulted him.
That's how it got out. And that's how it got out to the...
Yeah.
And then he got arrested, and then it came out like, oh yeah, he picked up a tranny, and
What?
Yeah.
I think that's
So,
the story.
so to me, I always felt like once I used for Moody, I always thought I used that Eddie Murphy example. Like Eddie Murphy made fucking what movie did he make? He made
Coming to America.
Coming to
Beverly Hills
America.
Cop.
Yeah,
Beverly
he
Hills
did
Cop.
the
Beverly Hills
Delirious
Cop. Beverly Hills Cop is one of
Cop.
my most favorite movies ever. Like
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop is one of my favorite movies ever. Even on top of everything that comes out now.
Old Axel.
Like Axel Foley is one of my favorite characters. Yeah, no, for real. So like my concept is like they go through a lot of shit. When you have everything, you go through a lot of shit, and like when females come with you with just this much, like I guess maybe sometimes they don't know like guys
It's not
like
enough.
that. It's not enough for them.
Oh, yeah.
I know, for me,
I've never
it's
been...
not my thing. It's not my thing, but I understand what they go through.
Brother,
I understand where their head's at.
fuck whatever you want. I could care, bro. As long as it's not kids, I don't care.
100%.
Straight up, I
Or
don't
dogs.
care. Yeah. Well, even if you're in there, even if you're in the
Like you're a gay
zoology,
cunt. I was like, yeah, but it's like a business, bro. Like, oh, you're a gay
yeah.
cunt. No, you're
As long as you ain't fucking kids, I don't care what you stick your dick in. I don't
As
care
long
what you
as you're
stick your
doing
dick
Michael Jackson, you're good.
Michael Jackson didn't fucking fuck kids, bro.
Brother.
in. He's innocent, bro.
Cuz I don't want to hear that shit.
Fucking hell.
He didn't, bro. Wallah, he didn't.
There's
It was,
proof.
like,
So all this proof.
there's accusations. It wasn't actually proved.
Macaulay Culkin said that he didn't do it.
alright. Let's move on.
How are you
to
gonna
the-
believe someone like Macaulay Culkin, bro?
Bro, that kid
you
made up
believe?
my childhood with Home Alone 1 and 2. He's not gonna lie to me.
What do you mean?
Bro.
Have you seen him? Have you seen
Bro, he
him?
looks like a fucking crackhead.
Time hasn't been. He had a big drug problem.
You know, he had Mila Kunis at one point. What? He was
Yeah,
with Mila
let that
Kunis at
sink.
one point.
Let that sink in.
Yeah, let that sink in.
They were.
And now look at the cunt.
Bro, but that shit gives me hope because I'm like, bro, that shit gives me hope. It's like, nah, looks don't play a big part.
Fuck,
Listen, so like, funny as fuck. Nah, I didn't want to like, cause like I said, let's talk about bikie shit. The first thing we went to was Chinese.
Yeah, bro, that was a hard deviation. That was like
That
a
was
hard
a
left.
that was a hard left,
Sharp
bro.
turn.
That was a hard left.
Alright, so like, listen, Chinese aren't involved with bikie gangs. Just address that and clear that up.
Just to make it clear.
Let me make one thing clear.
Oh man.
But I still don't give a fuck if you hear it, bro. Come and shoot me and get it. Must get die, bro. Give a fuck. But like, yo, with bikie culture in Sydney, I feel like I respect it.
What do you mean you respect
I respect it in the sense that they're silent. They don't, like, what I say about respect it is that well, I was told by a police officer. A police officer told me like, oh, I was young and I was talking about like, oh, what about all these gangsters in Sydney? Like, oh, what are you guys doing about them? I was giving a smart ass. I was like, oh, what are you guys doing about them? And he said, listen, mate, all these gangsters they stay underground, right? And there's two worlds in this. On this media world that everyone portrays, that's the world that you all see, and you don't see that under this is the world that you don't see.
Yeah.
And sometimes, from time to time, they might fuck up and they bubble up, and that's what you see.
Yeah.
And I thought, what do you mean? What do you mean? As I got older, I realized that's exactly what he meant.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm lying?
Bro, no, bro, like you know,
Like these
there's
names
a lot of boys out there. There's been thousands and thousands of boys that have come and gone throughout the area, have done some serious damage, that have done some fucking heavy fucking shit, bro. But at the same time, bro, you got this side, you've got all the boys, all the underworld boys doing their thing. But then on this side, it's a different game, bro, because you've got all these boys doing their thing that are experienced in that. They're staunch, they're proper, but these cunts over here, these coppers, bro, every single day they're dealing with these cunts. Every single day they're seeing them, they're talking to them.
we don't see it.
Nah, we don't see it, bro. Every single day. And to be honest, when I was younger, I thought of cops as fucking flops, bro. I thought they were all little flops, bro. They're all weak cunts, you know, who probably, you know, could. But then as I got older and you you know, when you go through some shit and you go through the system and you meet more fucking authority figures, especially ones who are high up. You know how you see on the street.
Yeah.
You know you see on the street, bro. You got those cunts with
badges.
You got those cunts
on
with
their shoulders.
Yeah, but like you see on the street,
badges on their shoulders.
You might have a cunt who has 1 stripe, 2 stripes, 3 stripes. You might get a cunt who, you know, might have a star.
Yeah.
But then you deal with cunts who have like 3 stars in a crown, or might have a crown on there, on this and that. Those cunts, bro, are fucking. They're like, I don't want to use the word staunch, but what's the word I want to use? They're like authoritative, bro. Governors and that, and they're really different to they're different to COs, bro. Like, not different as in they're still screws, man. They're still fuckwits and that.
Yeah, but they don't fuck around.
But they don't fuck around, bro. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, bro, I don't know. So there are some.
I know.
So cops, experienced cops. They're not staunch, but they're staunch in a different way, if it makes sense, bro.
I understand what
because these cunts, bro, are out there fucking. When I say these cunts, I mean like cunts like detectives and senior constables and that, who actually go and deal with these people. Who actually go and deal with bikies and shit like that.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's a different kind of sort of staunch. Because bikies aren't fucking afraid. But neither are cops.
They're not, right?
But neither are
bikies
cops.
aren't scared. Bikies aren't scared.
But if they're scared, they're probably scared of each other.
There's a beef that Moody just got into, right? Where he got into a beef with some cunt from Hell's Angels, I think. And they offered him out in a mall. And he apparently dropped his nuts. What he said was, I'm not going to go to jail for this. The Hell's Angels guy,
the Hell's Angels bloke said to him,
that's probably gonna get me shot, but like, what the fuck? Okay. But the HA guy said, I'm not gonna go to jail for this. Moody blew that shit up and said, if that was me, I don't give a fuck who was there, who said so. No, I don't give a fuck. I'd never back down from no one for any yard. And I was like, damn, I didn't understand that because I'm not from that world. But I was like, what sort of world did you live in? Like,
bro, like, if you're gonna be a fucking bikie, if you're gonna be a criminal in New South Wales, you can't be fucking. I'm sorry, but if you're gonna be a proper gangster from Sydney, you can't be thinking like, oh, I don't want to go to jail for this.
You reckon?
If you want to be a proper fucking gangster, if you want to be a real proper gangster,
I agreed with him, man.
Like, because when I hear him say, "Oh, if that was me, I would have ran with it, this and that," I agree with it. That's what gangsters do. Like, if you're,
that's it, man.
if you're, I mean, if you want to, I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, is it?
I feel you though.
But the whole playing it smart thing, I don't want to get locked up. I don't know, bro. But for me personally, the way that I see it is that if you want to be a gangster, be a fucking gangster, bro. But be a proper one. Go out there and fucking stay strong.
You're laughing at cunt.
No, carry on.
Bro, Pritchard's laughing at gangsters, bro.
No,
No,
that's okay.
But I don't know. Fuck, bro. Straight up. I wouldn't know the first fucking thing about bikie life, bro. I've only been on the outside looking in.
Yeah, that's me too, man.
And it's just from what I've seen, bro. Is that yeah?
What I'm curious about is like, bro, what about like, I wonder how they take to a lot of these gangs from New Zealand trying to come in.
What, bikie gangs?
No, like, you know how you hear like rumors that like dudes from New Zealand try to start their own chapter of the mall.
Yeah.
I don't think they do anything, man. Because like, in jail, like I feel
like you hear it, like
they have.
I heard there was like a mongrel mob or someone tried to start it around here, or Black Power, one of them, but someone tried to start it here, but
I'll show you some photos, bro. Like
they actually exist, like,
bro.
Like, how do they go about? Because I knew that they were around, but I didn't know how.
I'm not the guy to tell you this shit, but I seen from what I seen was like I have like a lot of people that send me, but I have a lot of photos of people in yards, right? And you know how you said in Oberon, sometimes in Oberon they might go on an excursion and take photos and shit.
Right.
The photos I've seen are not in yards where they go to Oberon and they fucking.
Oh, they're not excursions.
They're not excursions.
Oh,
those
right.
cunts are like,
they're in proper yards.
They're proper in fucking yards. I can fucking tell they're in yards, and they have like all these boys.
Are you talking about that yard photo?
Yeah, like, there's like there's a yard. There's like a yard, and there's 2 fucking rows, like a football team. Right, there's a football team.
Yeah, like a school photo.
A school photo, football team. And there's like fucking 3 or 4 people like lined up like that. And they take the photo, and then the person who shares the photo, who will name everyone, and he'll name every gang that the person's from. So, no shade. This is all shout outs, but it'll be like, this person's from Mongol Mob, this person's from Estworth, this person's from fucking OC, this person's from Mongol Mob, and it'll go on and on like that. And from that, I learned that some of them are united. That's what I learned from that. Like these gangs in jail, these gangs in jail, they don't fuck around. So that's what so like in jail, I just felt like I don't know jail. I don't know like the culture in jail, but I just know they don't fuck around in there for the most part at all.
Because I know I'm seeing on the news like it's a big problem now that a lot of the people are getting deported from Australia back to New Zealand. Bro, a lot of them are like former like gangsters and criminals who are starting like I think one of them was a Comanchero member who's starting up their own chapter in New Zealand.
Wow.
Which is fucking
I
crazy.
think that's silly as hell, man. I think that's like
I would not like to be a bikie, bro.
I wouldn't like to be a bikie.
I wouldn't like to be a bikie, bro.
Yeah,
To be
the
honest.
lifestyle, man, isn't appealing.
I mean, sure, it might come with its perks, but I don't know. I couldn't see myself living that.
I think the cons far outweigh the pros. Like,
yeah, it takes a different type of person to really do
big
that,
respect
bro.
to any of you cunts who want to be a bikie and I see all the pros because when you go to jail you need protection. Good for you, cunt.
Yeah.
But like for me, it's like the cons are way too heavy, bro. Like you lose your family and you lose way too much.
Fuck that, bro. Yeah, I couldn't deal with that. No.
I'm gonna be like, like your family gonna look at you the same, but like it's just to me, it's like, come on, man. There's better things out there.
Let's bring up that what just happened recently this week with that guy who
This
went
fucking
around.
piece of shit in Central.
Who?
It was in Windsor.
Oh, my man.
Yeah, went on a
Oh,
bit of a
man.
rampage
What's his name?
trying to
Mert
stab
May?
people.
I don't know the cunt's name, bro.
Mert, whatever his name. It was backwards, bro.
So what was wrong with the cunt?
This is what, like from my understanding, because I looked a lot into it. After it happened, I looked into it a lot, and from what I understood was when he went into mental hospital, I'm assuming I don't know the details of that part. I'm assuming it was Concord. I'm assuming he went to Concord, and I've been to Concord to see my own friends in Concord. I've had numerous friends that went to Concord.
Yeah.
For their own little stuff, like their own little shit they went through. And when I went to Concord, bro, like I went into the like it was like jail. Like you walk into the place, but they don't lock you up like jail. You're out there in lunch like that. You're walking around. So I'm in there with all these blokes out there in Concord, and they all have mental issues.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to them, and some of them look like some of them just have their own little facades, right? And I'm just talking to them all, and they have their own little thing. And from what I understood was they let that dude out. They felt like he was fine to go, and he was fine to go. Apparently
Apparently he ran off.
Did he run off, or was he fine
Apparently
to
he
go?
escaped.
Well, see, so he was fine to go. Was he fine to go?
He
So he escaped. All right, so he escaped.
The media made him look like he escaped.
I heard that he was fine to go. I heard that it was fine to go.
But he got out and went on a...
Maybe he got mixed up with the fucking with the one-liners on the news thing.
Yeah.
Because like the one-liner that I heard was the government is under pressure, or is getting like heavy flack for letting him out. Right? The government getting flack for letting him out.
Yeah.
And from what I understood was they let him out, and it's like he did that, and it's like, why did the government let him out when he was like this? And I thought, if they're letting him out like this, who else are they letting out like that?
Well, I actually heard on the radio there was a man who was released, actually, I think 2 days ago. This man, I can't remember when. I think he done 28 years or something like that. So 28 years ago, this bloke literally bludgeoned his mother.
Bludgeoned his mother,
his father, his brother, and his sister, and he got released about 2 days ago. Now you can't help but wonder
why.
I mean, what? I
Has
don't
he
know,
smacked
but like, huh?
Has he
Nah, no
smacked
way
straight?
he smacked straight.
I'll fucked if I know, bro. After 28 years in jail, I don't think anyone would be smacked straight. You know what I mean? So, and a lot of people were wondering, why the fuck is this cunt free? Like, why is this bloke out here? I mean, yeah, it was 28 years ago, but the bloke bludgeoned his mother, father, brother, and sister.
That's fucked, bro. Nah.
So I don't know. And another thing is that, did you hear about what happened in Mount Druitt with this girl who fucking watched this movie and killed her mum?
No.
You didn't hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Lately?
Fuck, bro. You know, bro.
I don't watch the news.
You know what this fucking bitch done in fucking Mount Druitt? She went and watched, I think it was Jeepers Creepers,
Wow.
got inspired by it. Got inspired by Jeepers Creepers in Mount Druitt. Got inspired by Jeepers Creepers and went and decapitated her mum. And went to the neighbour's house and dropped it in the middle of the front yard. Cops came and took her.
Alright.
This happened like what? A week ago, 2 weeks ago or something.
What?
Straight up, bro. In Mount Druitt.
That's not like a Trigger thing to do.
Goes and watches a movie and then comes to say, and everyone's trying to say the people in court were mentioning her mental health and how she should be. She's like, fuck, keep that cunt locked up, bro.
Listen, what I think, like all these people who have problems and go to mental institution, to me, I feel like they should be put down.
Put down? Like euthanized?
No, not put down, like
put down.
Put down, like shot.
Oh, seriously?
Did they do that sort of thing? Not if you just.
Because Paige just told me someone's bludgeoned his mum. Like that's.
Oh, you mean cunts like that? Not so. When you say people with mental health issues, you're not referring to people who have like like dementia or Alzheimer's or
not that.
Or like vegetables.
People
you mean like
when do you do that?
You mean like people who do shit like this?
Yeah.
Ah, right. I got you.
You see when he had told me that before, and I was like, nah, and I thought about it again. I'm like, what are you gonna do about them then?
Yeah.
Like, what are you really gonna like no? Because the thing is, the only reason why I couldn't understand him was because I have my own friends that go through mental issues like that.
Yeah.
And I try to be there for them as much as I can. But when they do shit like that, there's like, my friends won't do that. I've been around my own friends that have mental issues, and I know for a fact that they're not on that level. But when you see people that do shit like that,
stab people,
it's
run
like
around.
run around, stab people. It's like
yeah.
You just don't know when that stops.
Yeah.
That's it.
You just don't know when it will stop. So for me, it's like, and I was like, nah, that's the government's fault. Me telling him that's the government's fault is my fault. It's just stupid to me. It's like, why is this the government's fault? Why is this anyone's fault? They just shouldn't be fucking thinking like this guy is in the fucking paddy wagon, looking at the camera like looking at the camera like a creepy cunt, lying down like a creepy cunt. And I thought,
he had to be put down.
We don't need to again. I don't want.
We don't need people like this, bro.
I don't want him to get put down because for me, I told him that's not him. He's just mental, and he's just like, no. I'm like, that's not him, lad. That's not him. That's not him. And he's just like, no, I did not know.
I don't care whoever it was, it needs to be put down.
Well, whoever he is, he ain't human because when you look at the cunt's eyes, there's nothing there.
I thought it was
I thought it was you look at it. That's the only thing I got when I looked at it. I'm looking at him, looking through the crate, and I'm thinking, there's nothing there, bro.
Yeah,
that's it. That glazed look.
Bro. Like there's nothing there for him. It's gone, bro. Like I don't know where he is, but his mind is just fucking gone, bro.
Anyway, look, man.
So I mean, I don't know. Fair to say, life in prison. No worries. I mean, I don't know whether he was an immigrant or not.
Apparently he's Turkish.
He said Allahu Akbar, but he said it wrong. I can say it better than him.
Fucking, I don't know, something.
Not that I'm trying to say Allahu
Akbar. The media's gonna have fucking field day with that shit.
But shout out to the victim, bro. I don't even know who the victim was. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it was a
woman.
I work in America.
Did she know the bloke or just a random attack on her?
From what I understand was that he caught a hooker up. She rocked up.
He caught a hooker up.
Yeah, she was a hooker.
That's just fucking weak, bro.
She was a hooker.
What a dog.
Yeah, 100% he was a fucking dog. But he caught a fucking hooker up. She walked up. Shank.
Fuck. Seriously, and that's it.
Runs out.
Allah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't know, man.
Anyway. Listen.
There's no excuse for that because the hooker wasn't...
How much have we covered? How long was that?
We're currently at an hour and 20 minutes.
That's good.
Not bad.
But... yeah, I guess it's safe to say it's just been a productive month with a lot of good music and...
ups and downs.
Yeah.
Welcome to Australia, bro. No, fuck, man.
One day it's all peaceful and then one day crazy shit like this happens.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid, bro.
Rest in peace, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
You
know what I mean?
Well, yeah, let's bring it back to the music. We usually do top 3 tracks of the week.
This is that.
Alrighty.
Who wants to start?
Who wants to start us off?
Alright. You know what? Because we were supposed to cover we had a list last episode, but we lost it. I am gonna put Engineers at number 3. I'm gonna put that 4-5 song, Backchat. I actually think that's a good starting point for the whole Brisbane scene.
Yeah.
Like to see more of it, and I'm gonna put Chillinit Freedom as number 1 because it was a really good throwback kind of song to early Aussie hip hop. Yeah. And the production value on the music video was really good, very well done, and I like the beat, man.
Nice.
Nice. My top three. My third one would probably be Chillinit. Because yeah, I felt the vibe, but I didn't feel the vibe at the same time.
Cover Drive?
No, the Freedom. I felt the vibe, but I didn't feel the vibe at the same time. Second, I'd probably bought Hefs with his off guard. That was pretty
Off guard.
Yeah, that was good. Number one, probably Real Ren probably.
Real Ren?
Yeah, Real Ren.
It's hot. It's hot right
Yeah.
now. Alright. I'll say PJ for last then. My number three, I'm about to put Chillinit there. I put Chillinit at number three because that Freedom track was cool. I liked it, but I liked it. That's enough.
Yeah.
There's a lot more people at my number 10, number 3. so Chillinit number 3 with Freedom. So Chillinit number 3. With number 2, I'm gonna put. Fuck man, you know what? I'm still gonna put YP there. Again, YP there. I know he's been like quiet for a bit, but like what he's been doing recently, what he's been doing overall is enough for me to be like YP. If he can drop shit consistently, I know that he's hot. Like, I think he'd be hottest. He'd be my number one if he was consistently putting shit out there. My number one right now is Husky. Only because he's in jail, and I know that. Maybe this week is my potential week, but my potential week is hard. I feel like Husky number one because I know he's got what it takes to be number one. I put him over Chillinit because I know I feel like he's better than Chillinit. That's just me.
Fuck. This is hard. For my number 3, I'm gonna put Hefs. I think Hefs is really coming forward with the whole. He's coming forward with the whole side of culture that we're used to, and I think the way that he presents it as well is really it's detailed in a way that makes you really understand what the fuck he's on about.
I agree.
The second one, fuck, bro, this is. You know what? I'm gonna put I'll put Elijah. I'll put Elijah because I can't help it, bro. Not just with the recent song that he's dropped, but just all these other things that I've been hearing. Fuck, the quality is good, bro.
Yeah.
And the standard that he sets is high enough for me to put him on the top 2, bro. Because fuck, bro. Not only does he know how to make music, but he knows how to make it sound right.
Yeah.
For me personally, that's what I get. So I had to, if I'd have heard him about a week ago, I would have slid him up there as well. But nevertheless, he goes in my top 2. And fuck, bro, for number 1, bro. Fuck it, bro. Chill.
Yeah, chill.
I'm still yet to hear. I'm still yet to hear a rhymer like that who can
chill.
Compete with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then you close this up, man.
Yep. Well, I guess that's our list, and bro, we'll probably be back next week, same time. And yeah, until then, peace. 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 Peace.